Welcome, comrades, to the AfterBuzz, another edition with your friendly host, Mr. Brandon Coates.
I didn't realize that we were Russian.
I decided to go Russian today.
I do like the new sign that you made.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, it's looking good, man.
Thanks.
Because it's kind of what you come to expect with the AfterBuzz. Me yelling at everybody.
That's great. I just thought when I saw that, we did a photo shoot in here, by the way, so you'll see pictures of that coming out. This was one of the pictures.
Yeah, and if you follow me on social media, you'll see that he stripped down pretty quick when we were going to do the photo shoot. Buzz's first questions were like, should I strip down to my underwear?
Yeah, literally walked in the room and he was like...
and then just started taking clothes off, and I slapped his belly, and there was there's something with his skin, because I slapped his belly, and truly there was like I didn't hit him that hard, a red handprint on his stomach. What else? Sorry, my brain hasn't.
Hold on, I have that because I have all these pictures on my phone, which is really terrifying. And I'll put some up here, so go ahead to the next thing, but I'll have something in a second.
Yeah, my brain hasn't been functioning. My voice kept going out today on the air too. I don't know if it's allergies or what the hell's going on. I don't know if the repercussions from Sunday finally kicked in. Oh God, yeah, there you go. Yeesh.
That's one of the.
It's funny how with the green screen on the phone still
awesome.
shows the logo, so it makes it look like your phone is transparent.
There's got to be some fun we can have with that. Hold on. Oh, well, no, I don't. Oh, yeah, here. No. I thought I had.
What the hell am I doing in that picture? Punching him?
Yeah, you're beating on his stomach with the drumstick.
Oh, with the drumsticks. Yeah.
I don't have a close-up. The close-up was yours. You'll have to find that on your social media.
Yeah, that's fine.
But anyway.
But no, if you follow me on social media, like on Instagram or stuff like that, then you can see the picture. It's basically my handprint right there on his belly. And, and we realized how red he turns after yesterday getting slapped with the fish. And him complaining incessantly that I hit him too hard. Hey, I had the guy at the fish at Whole Foods take the fins off. I could have left the fins on, and it would have done more damage.
He bled a tiny bit.
And it was that guy's idea to leave the scales on, because when I was going to buy the fish, he was like, "Do you want me to descale it?" And I was like, I don't know. Like I'm using this to slap somebody in the face. And he goes, "Oh." He goes, "We got to at least keep the scales on for maximum effect." So I kept the scales on. Okay, a couple things we're going to go over today. We're going to hopefully keep this one relatively short, because Scott and I got a ton of shit we got to do. And I honestly don't know if my voice will be able to hold up. So we did have Carlos from the chat who was gone for a while. Everybody thought that I'd booted him from the chat. There's only, other than truly knowing that somebody was a troll, like those people that would show up at 9:50, 9:55, and they just start trolling the chat. Other than those people, I think Ken Smith is the only person I've booted from the YouTube chat. Did we eat the fish?
Yeah.
It's still sitting in the fridge, I believe. We just need to find.
Dude.
Why?
It's not really wrapped up very well. It's just kind of. I thought you guys were taking it yesterday, so I just kind of wrapped it up in the paper and threw it back in.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, if somebody wants to cook it, then we should find somebody here in the building that really wants to throw down and cook it up. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than I thought. Like Buzz thought, he thought the fish was going to be like this big.
Oh,
yeah, literally, he's like,
okay.
And then he also was expecting it to be like $100. But what he was looking at was the way that they have the fish in the ice bins is they have the head poking out on one side, and then it's covered with ice, and then you see the tail, so it looks like it's this long, but it's two fish.
Yeah. This
This fish is here, and this tail's covered in ice. This fish is here, and the head's covered in ice, but it looks like it's like that. No, it ended up being it was like $20-something at Whole Foods or something like that.
Yeah.
So, no, the fish is still in there in the fridge. We'll look into that. One of the stories that kind of got brought up in the chat today was Buzz cracked a joke when we were on with Steven Dorff, and it didn't land. It was not. Steven Dorff just fucking kept moving on with whatever he wanted to talk about. And I made the comment in the chat, and I was like, does anybody else find it funny when Buzz cracks a joke to somebody he's interviewing and they don't laugh? And then all of a sudden everybody was like, actually, it's really funny when anybody doesn't laugh at his jokes. Like when he tells a joke, and especially if you're watching it on the stream, because you guys have picked up on it in the chat, that he'll do this thing when he says a joke. Like he'll do this a lot, looking back for Joanna's reaction. And then he'll also do this thing, looking for my reaction because I'm in front of him. And he'll always come look at me as well, just because, oh, Jesus, there you go. If he looks back and Joanna happens to be on the phone, he knows that she didn't hear it. But yeah, he gets so fucking upset when he tells a joke that doesn't get laughed at. And this actually came up in the meeting, was it last week? Was it last Thursday? It had to have been last Thursday because I wouldn't have had the energy to antagonize him on Monday. I'm not like, I'll get into the Super Bowl here in a couple of minutes. But so what'll happen in meetings is Buzz will come up with jokes, whether it's stuff for Nostradamus, stuff for a different bit, whatever it is. And his ego, or not his ego, but I guess his self-esteem when it comes to jokes is so fragile that he has to tell the joke beforehand to see if we're going to like it or not. And we're going to laugh. But then, oh my God. But then...
Sound like a man with a fragile ego.
But then he gets upset when he tells a joke on the air and we're not laughing hard enough because we've already heard the fucking joke. Like... What do you want us to do? And so this happened last Thursday where he started telling jokes and I leaned back in my chair and I'd already made, like, I didn't care how funny the joke was. I wasn't going to laugh at it. So I just kind of sat there and he I had a comparison.
He was just basically ruining all the jokes so that you wouldn't be able to laugh at them.
Yeah, but there was something to compare it to. But basically what he was doing is that, like, in his own brain, for some reason, after I had just told him, I'm like, dude, you realize that you're ruining these jokes. Like, you tell them now, you're going to get super pissed. And what's funny is when he talks about how angry I get or whatever kind of mad issues I have, Buzz is 1,000 times worse than me. If you've ever seen him get legitimately upset, if you think I have anger issues, he is way fucking worse. Like, he legitimately punches shit. Like, in the studio when he gets upset. Will never go that far. But that's how upset he gets. And, you know, I'm telling him in this meeting, I'm like, dude, all you're doing is ruining the, you're ruining the jokes. So then he told another one. And I'm like, keep going. Just fucking keep going. Because in the next meeting, when you go to do this bit, and nobody laughed at it, or we didn't laugh hard enough for you, you're going to get super fucking pissed when you go back to this time right now because his brain stops listening and his brain stops functioning in a conversation, and it becomes that kid that's like picking a scab almost, where it's like, oh, I just need to keep going. I just need to, you know, it's interesting for somebody who claims to be as intelligent as he is to have his brain not function properly is pretty fucking stupid. So I just sat back and laughed at it. Where, you know, I'm like, dude, you're going to ruin all the jokes and then you're going to get upset. So the next time he tells a joke that bombs that we've already heard, he has no complaint whatsoever. He has none. Simply because he's already ruined the joke. For what reason? Like, have you ever thought about that, Scott? For what purpose does it serve for him to do that?
Just for in the moment, I guess, to get a laugh. Like, it seems... I don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
So truly just don't... I've never understood it. With the fish slap, sounds like he acts like a 12-year-old. Daniel, he does act like a 12-year-old. The good and the bad parts of, you know, 12-year-old. The goofing around, having fun, and like kind of joking. Yeah, that's the good stuff.
He would love
but all the negatives of a 12-year-old also come with that, unfortunately.
He would love a live studio audience. Unfortunately, it would never work.
No, it would not.
It would be terrifying.
He should test the jokes with people who won't be on the air. He'd actually have to be around people who aren't on the air. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen because Buzz doesn't have a social life like whatsoever. No, dead side. Yeah, he does want a laugh track. That's really what it is. He needs to have a laugh track. So, because apparently, if Joanna's on the phone and I'm doing something else and he cracks a joke, people can be laughing their asses off in their car and it could be a really funny joke. But if he doesn't hear it, that's not stroking his ego enough to let him know you're a funny guy. We're laughing at your joke. But anyway, enough bashing of Buzz at this point. But I mean, truly, like that got brought up, and that's what happens is that he sits there in the meetings. He'll ruin all of the jokes, and then he gets pissed off at us because we already know the fucking joke. But anyway, so then we can move on to the Super Bowl. Holy fuck. Obviously, you guys know I'm a diehard Pats fan. I thought about wearing a bunch of Patriots gear today, but I elected not to. I thought about on Monday morning showing up and bringing every single piece of Patriots gear that I have, and I was going to do a costume change like every hour. And I didn't want to do that either. That was just too much work. But no, so for the first half, my girlfriend was at my place, and she was rooting for the Falcons, so she was really happy. And I'm just like, this sucks. And she washed my jacket, and I was like, hey, if they lose, it's on you, man. Like you washed the Patriots jacket. Thankfully, she knew I was joking, and she knows the fact that she means more to me than a goddamn jacket. But then she left. And then even in the third quarter, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, if I go to bed now, I could still get a full night's sleep. And it wouldn't be so bad. But the comeback, I don't care if you hit the Patriots or not. That's the greatest comeback of all fucking time. To come back 25 points down. And I think the stat that I read on since 1991, teams that were down 25 or more points were 4 and 1,057 or something like that. So out of over 1,000 games, 4 teams had done that, and to do that in the Super Bowl is pretty fucking amazing.
I guess this is a good time to bring up our Urban Dictionary word of the day.
Yes.
All right. Today's word is Belichick. To cut the sleeves of a garment with complete disregard to evenness, uniformity, or style.
Exactly. Because what's funny is most people comment on his sweatshirt. Belichick does it with shorts too. If you've ever seen pictures of him in practice, he takes sweatpants and fucking cuts the sweatpants. And it's not even like and he cuts them not like super high, but high enough to where you're kind of like, ooh, that's a lot of leg, buddy. During a 5-hour, you need to repeat sections because the listeners that tune in during the program and the laugh is for the benefits. It makes it funnier. We do repeat stuff, and there's always Buzz's rule is there's always needs to be a 2-hour gap between if we run Nostradamus at 5, you won't hear it again until at least 7 because most people don't listen for 5 hours. Most people don't listen for 2 hours. Most people don't listen for an hour. People generally are listening in their car ride. Right, Scott?
Half an hour to work. And whatever.
And that's about it. So we try to, divvy that out. If we think something's worthy of playing back, I will play it back. Did I really rub it in that hard, or was Buzz legit pissed? I don't think he was legitimately pissed. He likes to play the victim card. Because, again, this goes to the whole self-esteem thing, and he needs people to feel bad for him. And I told him on Monday, I was like, I was going to take it, relatively easy on you. But then he just chose to, Monday morning, do nothing but complain about the overtime rules and how much it sucks, and the Patriots didn't deserve to win, and truly just being a 12-year-old. There you go.
Look, I was rooting for the Falcons, and even I'm going to say the Patriots deserve to win that game after storming back like that. That was fucking amazing.
So and in all honesty, too, with how hard I hit him, that was maybe 50% strength. I did not unload on him because, well, I kind of thought I almost did take it a little bit easy on him, but
think you did. But the fish was still somewhat kind of frozen in the center too, though. You were kind of hitting him with like a half a rock, weren't you? Yeah. Anyway.
Oops. My plans for the Super Bowl. I think I kind of went over it. Like truly, my plans for the Super Bowl is sit at home. I don't want to be around people. Being around people at who are watching a sporting event, chances are there's going to be dipshits who don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about, and that is obnoxious to me. Especially if my team's playing. Like if the Patriots are playing, I just want to be by myself watching the game. I wanted to see my girlfriend, so fortunately she was able to get time to come over and watch some of it with me. But other than that, I really don't like being around people when it comes to sporting events. 2 years ago when the Patriots played the Seahawks, I was going to just go watch it by myself, and that's all I wanted. And wait a minute. Hold on, wait for it. There you go.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm hitting myself with the fish now.
It's kind of great. I'm enjoying this.
Oh! Did it look like I got hit?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh!
It looks like you hit two people.
So yeah, 2 years ago, I just planned on like at my mom's place. She was having a party, and I told her, I'm coming over, but I'm going to go downstairs by myself and watch the game. I don't want to be around anybody, and especially with it being against the Seahawks. Living where my mom lives, obviously there was a lot of diehard Seahawk fans. But then a buddy of mine, his wife's dog had died like the week before. And I saw that, and so I shot him a text just to be like, hey man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. If there's anything I can do for you guys, just let me know. And immediately he texts back, come over for the Super Bowl. All right. But he's a diehard Pats fan, so I went over and watched the Super Bowl with him, and that was a damn good Super Bowl. I still think that one as a whole better Super Bowl. This past one, the comeback, obviously better ending to a Super Bowl.
Do you want to address Ivan?
Ivan did have to be put down. Unfortunately, they tried the meds, and his legs got like locked like this, so he couldn't walk anymore. I don't think Buzz went in with him when they did it. I don't think Buzz did anything with the remains. I think it was just kind of, the vet does what the vet does when it comes to having to put down a dog. Any crazy stories from Super Bowl parties? I don't have any. If anybody here does, let me know. The front row tickets to Steve-O, I believe we're going to probably give those away either tomorrow or Friday. I actually had those just handed to me, and I'm planning on going. And the front row is for Sunday's show, FYI. 50%, the sound of the hit was closer to 85. No, I probably could have doubled up the how hard I hit him with that fish.
You can just see that. I mean, you just kind of see, just watching it now, like, you could have just, like, reared back like a baseball player.
I truly, like, somebody even commented on Facebook how I look like a pitcher, like with the way my arm comes through, where it comes through like that. And I mean, truly, it was mostly just kind of like arm whip, where if I really wanted to get into it, you turn your hips and you really fucking give him the old 1-2 there.
I love how you immediately get out of the way, though, because there's a pretty good chance he's going to turn around and just swing at you or something.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking around, man. Like, I hit him, and like, apparently somebody too thought it was really funny. Like, if you go watch the video that Scott did at the 40-second mark, I start doing this. I was so fucking happy and excited to just hit him with this fish. Like,
I had to listen to the beginning of the video several times because I had to get the sound synced up. And you're doing the kiss me, and it sounds like, I swear to God, you sound like Elmo. Like, you have like the voice of Elmo when you do that.
Maybe that's why my throat's all fucked up today.
It might be.
Short show today. What? Short show is in what, Daniel? Like, as in the AfterBuzz or the actual show? Because the actual show still went longer than we were supposed to go because the commercials have to play before 10 o'clock hits, and Buzz still doesn't understand that. But this one, like, we do need to wrap up here in a couple minutes. So I'm giving you guys a couple minutes if you have any questions to bring up. I have one story I'm going to read from Carlos that I need to get to as well.
Also, we have a very interesting photo to show you, too. Did you want to show this off, too?
Oh, yeah. So in case you haven't heard, we're doing a thing where we're setting up Buzz a Tinder account, and in the meeting on Monday, I was just taking a bunch of pictures of him, and this picture was the one that popped up. That was probably the best one, where he looks like Zod from Superman.
Kneel before Zod.
And so we're gonna make that one his profile pic.
He looks so. Like,
Did Buzz pay for the fish?
Contemplating something.
No, I paid for the fish. Actually,
sounds about right.
I did. David says I kind of, sidearmed it a little bit. Like I had to, because I mean you can't come down like that. If you're hitting him with a fish, you got to give him one of those. One thing I did tell Buzz we need to do tomorrow when Steve-O is in on the show. I want Steve-O to watch the video, and I want him to say whether or not he thinks I hit Buzz too hard. Because I mean it did give him a little cut right there on his cheek. But be a fucking man. Come on. Short after, but this one's got to be short anyway, Daniel, just because we got shit we got to do. Was there a roll of quarters? Was there was there a roll of quarters in the fish? No. Did we eat the fish? Blanca? No, it's sitting in the fridge. And we still haven't decided what we're going to do with it. Use a backside pic. Actually, yeah, what we could do for Buzz's Tinder account is that one right there. We could throw that bad boy up there. He's one of those people who somehow is overweight yet still has no ass.
No ass.
No ass. No ass. If you still have the fish, want to see if Steve-O wants it. I don't know. We're still kind of throwing some ideas around of what we want to do with Steve-O. Let me see here. Okay, I got a story here from Carlos. So Carlos has been in jail for the past 3 months. And everybody kept asking, like, hey, did you boot him? And no, I didn't boot him. I've actually met Carlos before. He's a cool dude. Gets going down that NASCAR road a little bit quickly and pretty goddamn fast, I'll tell you that. But no, I didn't boot Carlos. It's just, he was gone, and he came back and he let us know that he was in jail. So he sent me this email. Which, by the way, when Carlos sends an email, you know how, like, depending on what name you put up, like, as for the account, Carlos's name came up as Batman. So here is his email. And when I'm done with this, I'll go back through the chat, see if there's anything else. Other than that, we'll call it a good AfterBuzz here. He says, I was in jail for the past 3 months, so long that I was my cell's boss.
Whoa.
I lived in an Azteca tank, and the main tank bosses were Azteca gang members. I asked him in the chat, like, dude, should I, change some of these? Like, am I going to get, I'm not going to be out in public and somebody's be like, hey, you put this on YouTube, stab, stab, stab. I don't want that. Part of my job was to make sure the new guys weren't any other gang than Azteca. I had to make them push the button. I was in the 910 tank, and on the third day of being cell boss, we had a new guy that rumor has it was something else. That it's the third time they moved him. On the third night, he kept on getting up all night to push the button and ask for the clinic. If you want to go to the clinic, you need to put in a sick call. Then somebody in Azteca told him, hey, bro, nobody called you. And then he wrote lots of Spanish. Go to sleep and stop waking us up. The guy said something else in Spanish, which I'm still learning, by the way. I'm at like 33 straight days on the app. And I do have some funny shit for that too. Let me see here. Where did I leave off? Somebody turned over to get his shoes, and then the dude attacked him. My other cellie pulled him off, then let the guy put his shoes on and let him go. So-and-so knocked him on his ass, and you just hear yelling, I can't see! He falls to the ground and looks like a cockroach. The guards walk in, and the one guy says, can you take this cockroach away? He attacked me, and he shit himself. I was like, shit himself? as I saw him leave the cell, I saw a brown stain, and then the smell hit me. It smelled like shit for 15 to 20 minutes. Only 15 to 20 minutes ain't that bad.
Could be worse.
Carlos. I mean, that thing could have really... So, yeah, he actually, he said he literally saw somebody get the shit beat out of him. So there you go. He literally saw somebody get the shit beat out of him. Okay, so we're going to go here. I'm just going to go through the chat here really quick. Wonder if Buzz is still hungry after eating his pants? What?
His underwear's up his ass.
Oh. Record what? What's Carolyn asking you to record?
I don't know.
What do you?
I'm not looking at the chat here.
Oh, never mind. She got it. Read the Spanish. No, I'm not going to read the Spanish. It was easier to just get past it. Apparently, Snake has been in prison because Snake says that prison's fun. Phil says that his farts smell longer than 15 to 20 minutes. Dead side. We already said with Ivan that he gave it to the vet. Like, he dropped Ivan off. They had to put him down, and whatever the vet does with Ivan, like that's.
He's on a farm.
Yeah, he's in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, running with
all the other pets
the
that Buzz had. Kind of chip, potato, or tortilla. It depends. Is there dip? Because I will rock some tortillas and guacamole.
Gotcha.
That's my go-to. Yes, Walking Dead returns on Sunday. Over under on the death. We may do a death pool coming up on Friday for The Walking Dead. On that note, Scott and I have some shit we got to go do. Thanks for showing up. My voice is about to go out. Hopefully, it's not crapped out for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, there you go. Get that pity. Get that pity with that cough there.
How's that?
That's good.
Okay, see you guys later.